Have you ever held something so tightly in your hands that your fingers began to ache? Perhaps it was a photograph of someone you lost, or a belief about how your life should have unfolded. And then, in a moment of exhaustion, you finally released your grip. And when you did, something unexpected happened. Not emptiness, but space. Not loss, but relief. That quiet opening where breath returns and your shoulders drop away from your ears. This is what the Buddha understood 25 centuries ago when he said, "Holding on is suffering, letting go is freedom." He wasn't speaking to monks in distant monasteries. He was speaking to you, to me, to anyone who has ever carried the weight of wanting life to be different than it is. Because here's the truth. Most of us spend decades learning. The very thing we grip most tightly is often what keeps us from receiving what's meant for us. At 60, 70, 80 years old, you've carried enough. You've held on through marriages and losses, through children raised and parents buried, through dreams fulfilled and others that slipped away like water between your fingers. And perhaps now, in these quieter years, you're beginning to sense something the young cannot yet know. That peace doesn't come from adding more to your life, but from releasing what no longer serves. That freedom isn't found in controlling everything, but in trusting the natural unfolding of each moment. Today, we'll walk together through an ancient path the Buddha laid out, not with complicated rituals or foreign concepts, but through the lived experience of letting go. We'll discover why clinging creates our deepest suffering, how to recognize what we're holding too tightly, and what extraordinary gift waits on the other side of release. This isn't about giving up or becoming passive. It's about something far more powerful, learning to open your hands and discover that what's truly meant for you doesn't need to be grasped at all. The root of all our holding. Think back to a moment this week when you felt tension rise in your chest. Maybe it was when your daughter cancelled lunch again, or when you looked at your bank account, or when you caught your reflection and saw someone you barely recognized staring back. In that moment, what were you really doing? You were resisting, fighting, holding on to how you wanted things to be instead of accepting what is. The Buddha called this tanha, which is often translated as craving or thirst. But it's more subtle than simple desire. It's the desperate clinging that says, "This must be mine. This cannot change. This has to last forever." It's the part of us that grips experiences, people, even our own sense of who we are, as if by holding tight enough we could stop time itself. I once knew a woman named Catherine, 76 years old, who spent every Sunday waiting by the phone for her son to call. He lived across the country with his own family, his own life. Sometimes he called, often he didn't, and each Sunday evening when the phone stayed silent, Catherine would sit in her chair, replaying conversations from 20 years ago, wondering where she had failed as a mother. Her hands would clutch the armrests until her knuckles turned white, as if by gripping that chair she could somehow pull her son back to her. One afternoon, her neighbor, an elderly Buddhist teacher, stopped by for tea. He noticed the tension in Catherine's shoulders, the way her jaw was set like stone. Gently, he asked, "What are you holding on to right now?" Catherine started to cry. "I just want him to need me again," she said. "I want to matter to someone." The teacher placed his cup down carefully. "You know what the Buddha taught? That love without clinging is like the sun. It shines on everything without demanding anything in return. But love with attachment is like a fist closing around water. The tighter you hold, the more quickly it escapes." This is the truth we often mistake. Attachment isn't love. The Buddha was clear about this. Attachment is fear disguised as love. It's the voice that says, If I let go, I'll lose everything. But what it doesn't tell you is this: by holding on, you're already losing. You're losing your peace, your present moment, your ability to see what's actually here instead of grieving what isn't. There's a teaching in Buddhism about the second arrow. The Buddha explained that when we experience pain, that's the first arrow. Life shoots it at us, and we feel it. But then we shoot ourselves with a second arrow by clinging to the pain, replaying it, resisting it, demanding it be different. The first arrow is unavoidable. The second arrow is our choice. Catherine's son moving away was the first arrow. Her white-knuckled need for him to call every Sunday, her replaying of old conversations, her belief that his distance meant she had failed, all of that was the second arrow, and it was that second arrow that kept her bleeding long after the original wound had healed. When we understand this deeply, not just intellectually but in our bones, something shifts. We begin to see that the problem isn't what's happening, it's our relationship to what's happening. The circumstances of our lives, they're like weather passing through, sometimes sunny, sometimes stormy. But we are the sky, vast and unchanging beneath it all, and the sky doesn't cling to clouds or push away rain. It simply allows everything to move through. What changes when nothing stays the same? The Buddha taught a single word that contains the whole of his wisdom: anicca, impermanence. Everything changes, nothing stays. Not your body, not your relationships, not your circumstances, not even your thoughts from one moment to the next. This isn't pessimism. It's the most liberating truth you'll ever encounter. When my father was dying, I sat beside his hospital bed watching his breath become shallower with each passing hour. I wanted to hold him here. I wanted to stop time, to negotiate with reality, to do anything but accept what was unfolding. My hands gripped the railing of his bed so hard my palms ached, and then a nurse, an older woman with kind eyes, touched my shoulder. She didn't say much, just this: the river flows whether we fight it or not. The only question is whether we'll let ourselves flow with it or exhaust ourselves swimming upstream. That moment, I finally understood what the Buddha meant by anicca. My father was going to die whether I accepted it or not. The only thing my resistance was accomplishing was keeping me from being present with him in his final hours. So I let go. Not of him, but of my demand that reality be different. And in that release, something opened. I could finally hold his hand without my whole body being a knot of resistance. I could tell him I loved him. I could be there, really there, for his leaving. This is what impermanence teaches us. Everything you're clinging to right now, every person, every possession, every version of yourself, is already changing. Your children have grown and moved into their own lives. Your body doesn't move the way it once did. Friends have passed away. The world you knew has transformed. These aren't tragedies, they're the natural rhythm of existence. The Buddha often used the metaphor of water to teach about impermanence. A river is never the same river twice. The water that flows past you in this moment is already gone, replaced by new water, endlessly flowing. And yet the river remains. It is the flow itself that makes it a river. You are like that river. The person you were at 20 is not who you are now at 70. Every cell in your body has been replaced multiple times. Every thought you've ever had has arisen and dissolved. And yet here you are, still flowing, still alive, still conscious. What makes you you isn't any fixed, permanent thing. It's the flowing itself. When you truly understand anicca in your bones, you stop trying to freeze life in place. You stop photographing every moment instead of living it. You stop clinging to how things used to be. You begin to appreciate the cherry blossom precisely because it fades. You treasure the conversation with an old friend precisely because you know there won't be infinite more. Impermanence doesn't make life meaningless. It makes every moment precious. There's a Zen story about a monk who lived in a monastery with a beautiful garden. Every autumn, he would spend weeks carefully raking leaves into perfect patterns. One year, a strong wind came just after he finished his work, scattering leaves everywhere. A visiting student expected the old monk to be upset. Instead, he was laughing. "Don't you see?" the monk said. "The wind is showing me what I keep forgetting. All arrangements are temporary. All patterns dissolve." The beauty wasn't in the perfect garden. It was in the act of tending, of being present with each rake stroke. The wind hasn't destroyed anything. It's just reminded me to let go. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you become cold or indifferent. It means you learn to love things while they're here without demanding they stay forever. You learn to enjoy the sunset without needing to possess it. You learn to appreciate your grandchild's visit without clinging to them staying longer. You learn to live fully in each moment because you finally understand this moment is all we ever really have. The practice of opening your hands. So how do we actually let go? How do we move from understanding impermanence intellectually to living it in our bones? The Buddha offered a practice so simple it sounds almost too easy. Observe without grasping. In meditation, we learn this first through the breath. You sit quietly, and you notice the breath coming in, the breath going out. You don't try to control it or change it. You simply watch it arise and pass away. Then a thought comes. Maybe it's a worry about tomorrow or a memory from 40 years ago. And here's where the practice begins. You notice the thought without following it. You see it arise like a cloud in the sky, and you watch it dissolve without trying to hold it or push it away. This is what Buddhists call sati, or mindfulness. It's the practice of being present with whatever is, without adding commentary, without clinging, without resistance. And when you practice this with your breath and your thoughts, something remarkable happens. You begin to realize that everything in life works the same way. A feeling of loneliness arises. If you observe it without grasping, without believing the story it tells you about being unwanted or forgotten, it simply moves through. Like weather, like clouds, it comes, it stays for a while, and it goes. But if you cling to it, if you build an identity around it, if you replay the narrative of your loneliness over and over, then you suffer. The feeling becomes your prison. The Buddha said, "Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Pain is the first arrow, the feeling itself. Suffering is the second arrow, our relationship to that feeling." When you practice observing without grasping, you're learning to take only the first arrow. You're learning to feel your feelings fully, without needing them to be different. I remember teaching this to a 70-year-old man named Robert, who came to a meditation group I attended. He had recently lost his wife after 52 years of marriage. The grief was overwhelming. He told me, "I can't let go of her. If I let go, it means I didn't love her." This is the misconception so many of us carry, that letting go means forgetting, means not caring, means abandoning someone we loved. But I asked Robert to try something. "The next time grief washes over you," I said, "don't push it away. But also, don't cling to it. Just notice it. Say to yourself, this is grief. This is the feeling of missing someone I loved. And then breathe. Watch what happens." He tried it, and what he discovered surprised him. When he stopped resisting the grief, stopped trying to hold on to it to prove his love, It began to move. Not disappear, grief doesn't work that way. But it became softer, less suffocating. He could feel the love underneath the pain, and he realized letting go of his clinging to the pain didn't mean letting go of his wife. It meant honoring her by living the rest of his life, carrying her memory gently instead of gripping it like a weapon he used to hurt himself. This is what the practice of letting go looks like. It's not dramatic. It's not a single moment of release followed by permanent freedom. It's 1,000 small choices every day, to observe instead of grasp, to breathe instead of clench, to allow instead of resist. You can practice this right now. Notice what you're holding in your body. Are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw tight? Are you gripping something in your hands? Just notice, without judgment. And then, with your next exhale, see if you can soften just a little, not forcing anything, just allowing. This is the beginning. This small act of noticing and releasing. This is how we train the mind to stop its habitual grasping. And over time, breath by breath, moment by moment, it becomes easier. Not because life becomes easier, but because you become more spacious, more able to hold it all without being crushed by it. The difference between surrender and defeat. There's a word that often confuses people when we talk about letting go: surrender. Many hear that word and think it means giving up, becoming passive, allowing life to walk all over you. But in Buddhist understanding, surrender means something entirely different. It means accepting what is, while still acting with wisdom and compassion. The Buddha himself showed us this distinction. After his enlightenment, he didn't retreat into permanent meditation. He walked dusty roads for 45 years, teaching anyone who would listen. He engaged with life fully, but he did so without clinging to outcomes. He planted seeds of wisdom without demanding they immediately bear fruit. He spoke truth without needing everyone to agree with him. He loved without possessing. This is what surrender looks like in practice. It's not resignation, it's active acceptance. It's saying, this is what's happening right now, and then asking, what is the wise, compassionate response? Not, how can I force this to be different, but how can I work with what is? Think about a garden. A good gardener doesn't fight the weather. She works with it. If it's been raining for days, she doesn't stand in the garden shaking her fist at the sky demanding sunshine. She adjusts. She plants things that thrive in wet soil. She waits for the right moment. She trusts the process. You are the gardener of your own life. And at 60, 70, 80 years old, you've seen enough seasons to know you cannot control the weather. But you can choose how you respond to it. You can choose to work with what is, rather than exhausting yourself fighting reality. I knew an elderly woman named Grace, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at 72. For the first year, she raged against it. She hated the tremor in her hands. She refused to use a walker even when she needed it. She compared herself constantly to the person she used to be, the dancer who could move with such grace. The disease became her enemy, and every day was a battle she was losing. Then, one morning, after a particularly bad fall, she sat in her kitchen and had what she called a moment of clarity. She realized the Parkinson's was here, whether she accepted it or not. Her resistance wasn't slowing it down. It was only making every day miserable. So she made a choice. She would surrender to the reality of her condition while continuing to do everything possible to maintain her quality of life. This wasn't defeat, this was wisdom. She started physical therapy, she accepted the walker, she joined a support group, but most importantly, she stopped comparing herself to who she used to be. She started meeting each day as it came, with whatever abilities she had in that moment, and something shifted. The disease was still there, but the suffering around it lessened. This is surrender in the Buddhist sense. It's the serenity prayer made tangible, accepting what you cannot change, having the courage to change what you can, and developing the wisdom to know the difference. The Buddha taught this as upeksha, equanimity. It's the quality of mind that remains steady in the face of life's changes, not indifferent, not cold, but unshaken. Like a mountain that allows storms to pass over it without being moved. You practice upeksha by asking yourself throughout the day, what am I fighting against right now that I cannot change? Maybe it's the traffic, maybe it's someone else's opinion, maybe it's your own aging body. And when you identify what you're resisting, you take a breath and you soften into acceptance. You say, this is what's here. How can I be with this? This doesn't mean you never take action. If someone is treating you poorly, acceptance doesn't mean allowing that to continue. It means accepting the reality that they're behaving this way, and then making a wise choice about your response. Maybe that's setting a boundary. Maybe it's walking away, but it's done from a place of clarity rather than reactive resistance. The difference between surrender and defeat is this. Defeat says, I am powerless and nothing matters. Surrender says, I cannot control everything, but I can choose how I respond. One closes down. The other opens up. One leads to bitterness. The other leads to peace. What arrives when you stop grasping? Here's the paradox the Buddha understood. When you finally release your grip on what you think you need, space opens for what you actually need to enter. Not magically, not because the universe rewards good behavior, but because clinging creates a kind of blindness. When your hands are full of what you're desperately holding, you cannot receive anything new. Think of it this way. You're walking along a path carrying a heavy suitcase filled with old letters, photographs, mementos from a life that's already lived. Your arms ache, your shoulders burn, and then ahead on the path, you see something beautiful, a flower, a sunset, a stranger offering help, but you cannot reach for it because your hands are occupied. Your attention is so consumed with the weight you're carrying that you barely notice what's right in front of you. This is how most of us live. We're so busy clutching the past, worrying about the future, trying to control the present, that we miss the very life unfolding around us. And then we wonder why we feel empty, even though our lives are so full. The Buddha taught about this in terms of karma, which simply means cause and effect, not punishment or reward, but natural consequence. When you live with open hands, when you cultivate generosity and kindness without expecting return, when you let go of resentment and fear, you create conditions for peace to arise. Not because you deserve it, but because that's how the mind works. A mind that's clutching is a mind that's closed. A mind that's releasing is a mind that's open. I remember watching this transformation in my own mother. She spent most of her life being what she called a worrier. She worried about money, about her children, about what neighbors thought, about everything that could possibly go wrong. Her hands were always busy, always fidgeting, always reaching for something to control. When she turned 78, something shifted. She'd had a health scare that turned out to be nothing serious, but it woke something up in her. She told me, I realized I've spent my whole life preparing for disasters that never came. And in all that preparation, I missed so much joy. She started small. She stopped checking her bank account 3 times a day. She stopped calling my sister to make sure she'd arrived home safely every single time. She started taking morning walks without bringing her phone, just to be present with the birds and the trees. And slowly, her whole demeanor changed. Her hands relaxed, her face softened. She started noticing things: a neighbor's kindness, the taste of her morning tea, the way light moved across her living room floor. "I feel like I can breathe now," she told me. And then she said something that made me understand the Buddha's teaching in a new way. I didn't know how much space was available until I stopped filling it with fear. This is what the Buddha meant when he talked about emptiness, shunyata. Not a scary void, but spaciousness. The space that remains when you stop clutching. And in that space, life can move. Creativity can arise. Connection can happen. Peace can settle. You see this in nature constantly. A tree that clings to its leaves in autumn becomes brittle and breaks in winter storms. But a tree that lets go, that trusts the cycle, survives and blooms again come spring. The river that tries to hold water becomes a stagnant pond, but the river that flows becomes strong and life-giving. You are part of this same nature. The same laws that govern trees and rivers govern your heart. When you try to hold everything in place, you become stagnant. But when you let go, when you trust the flow of your own life, you become vibrant again. Not because everything suddenly becomes perfect, but because you're no longer spending all your energy fighting reality. The practice of trusting what comes. One of the hardest parts of letting go is learning to trust. We've been taught our whole lives to take control, to make things happen, to force outcomes through sheer will. The idea of simply trusting that what's meant for us will come feels passive, even naive. But there's a practice the Buddha taught that makes this tangible. Cultivating what Buddhists call metta, loving kindness, starting with yourself. Metta practice begins with a simple phrase. Sit quietly, place your hand on your heart, and whisper, "May I be peaceful. May I be kind to myself. May I trust the unfolding of my life." You're not trying to make anything happen. You're simply planting a seed of intention. You're practicing a different relationship with yourself and with reality. At first, this might feel awkward or even false. That's okay. You're training a muscle that's been neglected. You're learning to offer yourself the same tenderness you might offer a dear friend who's struggling. And as this practice deepens, something shifts. You begin to see that you don't have to be at war with yourself or with life. You can be an ally to your own experience. From this foundation of self-compassion, trust naturally grows. Not blind trust, but wise trust. Trust in your own resilience. Trust that you've survived everything life has thrown at you so far. Trust that you have the resources to meet what comes next. There's a teaching I love from Zen Buddhism. When walking, just walk. When sitting, just sit. Above all, don't wobble. This isn't about perfection. It's about being fully present with what you're doing instead of constantly second-guessing, planning, worrying. It's about trusting that you're exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do in this moment. An elderly friend of mine named Thomas practiced this in the simplest way. Every morning, he would make tea. Just tea. No phone, no newspaper, no distractions. He would boil the water, steep the leaves, pour the cup, and drink it slowly. He told me, "When I make tea, I'm not worried about what needs to happen later. I'm not rehashing yesterday, I'm just making tea. And in that moment, everything else takes care of itself." This is trust in action. Not the trust that everything will turn out the way you want, but the trust that you have the capacity to meet whatever comes. The Buddha called this refuge, taking refuge in the Dharma, in the teachings, in the natural order of things. When you trust this deeply, a kind of magic happens, not supernatural magic, but the magic of alignment. You stop trying to swim against the current, and suddenly the river carries you. You stop trying to force open doors, and you notice the ones that are already open. You stop chasing what doesn't want to be caught, and you receive what's actually here. This doesn't mean you become passive. You still show up, you still make efforts, you still plant seeds. But you do so with open hands, knowing that the harvest isn't entirely up to you. You do your part, and then you trust. You trust the process. You trust the timing. You trust that life knows what it's doing even when you don't. Being a lamp unto yourself. As we near the end of this journey together, I want to share something the Buddha said to his disciples shortly before he died. They were worried about who would guide them, who would tell them what to do. And the Buddha said, "Be a lamp unto yourself." He didn't say, "Find someone else to follow." He said, "Light your own way, trust your own wisdom. You already have everything you need. At 60, 70, 80 years old, you have walked through decades of experience. You have loved and lost. You have succeeded and failed. You have been broken and somehow found ways to keep going. All of that hasn't made you weak. It has made you wise. And that wisdom is available to you right now if you can let go of the need for external validation, external direction, external proof that you're doing it right. This is what the Buddha meant by anatta, the teaching of non-self. You're not a fixed, permanent thing that needs to be defended and protected at all costs. You're more like a river, constantly flowing, constantly changing. And when you understand this deeply, you stop clinging to old identities. You stop saying, "I used to be this kind of person," with regret. You begin to see that you're still becoming, still evolving, even now. The practice here is simple but profound. Start trusting your own experience more than other people's opinions. When someone tells you how you should feel about aging, about retirement, about your relationships, pause. Check in with yourself. What's actually true for you? Not what you've been told should be true, but what you actually experience in your own heart. And here's what you might discover. You're tired of performing. You're tired of proving yourself. You're tired of living up to expectations that were never really yours to begin with. And underneath all that exhaustion is something quiet and steady. A kind of knowing that doesn't need words. A peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. This is the lamp the Buddha was talking about. It's already lit. It's been burning your whole life. You just couldn't see it through all the smoke of your striving, your worrying, your grasping. But when you let go, when you finally stop trying so hard, the smoke clears, and there it is, your own light, steady, warm, enough. Walking forward with open hands. So, what does a life of letting go actually look like? It doesn't mean you stop caring about anything. It doesn't mean you become distant or cold. It means you learn to hold everything lightly, to love deeply without demanding permanence, to give fully without expecting return, to live completely while understanding that nothing lasts. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can clench your fists and brace yourself against the day ahead, or you can open your hands, take a breath, and say, "I trust the unfolding. I will meet what comes with presence and compassion." Neither choice makes you immune to difficulty, but one creates suffering, and the other creates space. The Buddha's final words to his disciples were, "All things are impermanent. Strive on with diligence." Notice he didn't say, "Cling desperately to what you have." He said, "Keep going, keep practicing, Keep showing up, but do it with the wisdom that nothing you're building is permanent. Do it for the joy of the building itself, not for some imagined future payoff. This is how we spend our later years wisely. Not trying to recapture youth, not mourning what's past, not spending our days in worry about what's ahead. We live right here. We let go of what we cannot control. We savor what's actually present. We trust that we have walked this path long enough to know we are stronger than we think, more resilient than we imagine, and deeply loved by life itself, even when it doesn't feel that way. The question isn't whether change will come. It will. The question is, will you resist it until you're exhausted? Or will you learn to flow with it? Will you spend your remaining time clutching what's already gone? Or will you open your hands to receive what's here? This is the Buddha's invitation, not to a life without struggle, but to a life without unnecessary suffering. Not to a world where everything goes your way, but to a mind at peace, regardless of what's happening. Not to permanent joy, but to deep contentment that doesn't depend on circumstances. You are already free. You've always been free. You just forgot while you were busy holding on. But it's never too late to remember. It's never too late to let go. It's never too late to discover that the life you've been searching for has been here all along, waiting patiently for you to release your grip and finally, truly see it. A closing reflection. As you move through the rest of your day, notice your hands. Notice when they clench and when they soften. Notice when you're resisting and when you're allowing. This simple awareness is the beginning of everything. And know this: you don't have to let go of everything all at once. You don't have to achieve some perfect state of non-attachment. You just have to practice, one breath at a time, one moment at a time, releasing what doesn't serve, trusting what comes. Opening your hands. The Buddha once held up a flower and smiled. His disciples were confused, wondering what this meant. But one student understood. He smiled back. That flower was already dying even as it bloomed. And yet, its beauty was perfect, complete, not despite its impermanence, but because of it. You are that flower. Beautiful not because you're unchanging, but because you're alive right now. Precious not because you'll last forever, but because this moment is all we ever really have. And when you finally understand this deeply, you stop clutching. You stop resisting. You bloom. If these words have touched something in you, I invite you to take one small step today. Find something you've been holding too tightly, a grudge, a regret, a plan that isn't working, a belief about yourself that no longer fits, and practice letting it go. Not dramatically, just gently, with the same tenderness you would show a bird you're releasing back to the sky. And then notice what happens. Notice the space that opens. Notice the breath that comes a little easier. Notice that you're still here, still whole, even without what you released. This is the beginning of freedom. This is the path the Buddha walked. And it's still here, waiting for anyone ready to take the first step. I'm grateful you've walked this path with me today. May you find peace. May you know your own strength. May you learn to hold life with open hands, trusting that what's meant for you will always find its way home.